Hey guys, this is Brandon at the Edge Pro. Today we're going to shift gears and talk about scissors for a little bit. There's a lot we can talk about for scissors, and we may go down that route a little bit later on. But today we're just talking about another question that we get a lot, and that's just basic maintenance for your scissors. What can we do to keep them maintained between sharpenings and between groomings and haircuts? So really the main end user adjustment that we're going to talk about today is going to be adjusting our tension, and that's what this little knob here is this is holding the shear together or the scissor together, and it is also going to apply tension. So when we loosen it, the blades get really floppy and loose, and when we tighten it, they get really tight and can make your hand tired over time. And so when you have this style of screw, we have this little plate that's right here. It's called a clicker plate, and what that does is it holds the screw in place there, and when we go to move it, it has just one little click at a time. You can move it really little, or when you go to take it off, we can twist it all the way off if we need. So what happens is when you get the shear new, or when you get it back from sharpening, a lot of times the shear is going to be a little bit more on the tighter side. And that's probably a good place to leave it in most cases, because it will loosen up over time. As there's some other components in there, a washer and a screw, and then you'll have different oils and debris that gets down in there. It's not a bad idea to just leave it where it's at if it's comfortable for you. But if you find that it's getting a little bit uncomfortable, and maybe it's too tight, feel free to go ahead and loosen this by a click or two. You don't want to go much more than that. The looser you go, the more the blades have a tendency to want to rock, and so then when you're closing it, the two sharpened edges will want to bite into each other and can end up dulling a little bit more quickly over time. Or they could spread when you're getting into a thick coat, or taking a big chunk of hair that you're chopping off. And so you want to still keep some tension there, but you also don't want to wear out your joints in your hands over time. And so a click or two in either direction. Sometimes if your blades are starting to get a little bit dull and you can't quite get to your sharpener, or your sharpener can't get to your area in time, you might be able to tighten that a click or two more, and that'll allow you to be able to get a little bit more cutting action out of that as you're getting to the end of your sharpening life. But our hope is that no one would ever get that far out of range on their sharpening. Hopefully everyone has a good sharpener in their area, but if not, we do sharpening here as well. We also sell new shears if that's something that you're ever interested in at all either. Sometimes people push it too far, or a dog will knock the scissor off the table or something along those lines, and sometimes it's better to buy a new one, and then once the new one comes in, you can ship your old one off for sharpening or something along those lines. Those are things that we can help with as well, or most sharpeners would be able to help with that. Here at the Edge Pro, we carry several different brands of shears. We have the Kenchii and the Guy brands and Roseline. We can also get Joel, and most shears we can usually find a vendor for, find a location for, to be able to help you guys out. So don't hesitate to leave us any questions you have in the notes there, or contact us. We'd be happy to help you with that. Another thing you might run into on your shear is some of them don't have this screw that sticks out like this, but they'll have a screw that's countersunk down into the top blade there. And on some of those, you may need a special tool to be able to adjust them, or a screwdriver, and it may or may not click as well. And so if it's a screwdriver, just think very, very light turn, somewhere like 1/8 of a turn or less is probably going to be an equivalent to one click or so with this kind of a screw. So that's just a simple way that you can maintain your tools between sharpenings, and hopefully be able to help you get the most life out of your tools and have a comfortable time at your job. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. If it has, hit the thumbs up button and give us any tips or any suggestions of what you'd like to hear about in the future. We would love to be able to use that as material for our next video. Thank you.